What will you do if you see this inside your home? Will you move, or will you rather stay stuck in your seat? Imagine it moving towards you with an eerie laugh, and then, boo! I'm kidding. You know, it's impossible to see a clown inside your home suddenly, and I bet you would only want it when it was your birthday. So calm down and hush that mind, because it won't haunt you at night. Instead, there's a much nicer thing to think of inside your home. A much nicer thing to think of every day and night. It doesn't look funny, but its name is similar to clowns. Can you guess it now? Well, of course you do. It's the clownfish. If you were a fan of Finding Nemo when you were young, you're likely familiar with the fish we'll highlight in today's video. But did you know that specific clownfish you learned about as a kid are not the only species of its kind in the hobby? You heard it right. Lucky for you, right now, we'll highlight those 15 beautiful types of clownfish that you should be familiar with. All those excellent species are here at Aquarium Store Depot. Clownfish are most easily identified by their orange bodies and alternate sets of 3 white stripes with black borders. Because of the sequential hermaphrodite nature of these saltwater fish, pairs are frequently observed. This means that fish are born as males and can change into females when necessary. Clownfish often survive 3 to 5 years in captivity. Nonetheless, it's common for them to stay for almost 10 years in optimum circumstances. Sleeping in unusual positions at night is one of the clownfish's other amusing habits. When you first notice your marine fish swimming parallel to the glass, it might be disconcerting. But this is how clownfish often behave, so don't worry that much, fish keepers. Another characteristic of clownfish is its symbiotic association with sea anemones, which protect them from predators while supplying them with food and waste. Clownfish have developed a defensive mucus excretion mechanism that shields them from the lethal anemone sting. This mutualism, however, does not always apply in an aquarium environment. When it comes to their tank, a couple should have a tank that is at least 10 gallons in size, but a 20-gallon tank will give them more room to swim and accommodate other tank mates. In the tank, clownfish develop territories and stay close to those regions they identify as their own. Now that you know some interesting facts about clownfish, you must subscribe to our YouTube channel. This is your chance to like this video and subscribe. We'll now go on with the top 15 beautiful types of clownfish. First on our list is the Snowflake Clownfish. The Snowflake Clownfish is a breed that is relatively easy to find. These different graded fish are the offspring of Ocellaris clowns bred carefully. Snowflake clownfish often reach a mature size of 4 inches. The white stripes on the Snowflake and Ocellaris clowns have varying widths, their primary distinction. Snowflake Ocellaris, Premium Snowflake Ocellaris, and Extreme Snowflake Ocellaris are the 3 categories of snowflake clowns based on the degree of this variation. Snowflake Ocellaris are extremely resilient fish that can be kept in various settings, regardless of their grade. If you want to know more about the 3 categories of this species, you can visit our website at aquariumstoredepot.com. If this famous artist had a pet fish, it would be this clownfish. Meet the Picasso. Another well-known clownfish based on the Picasso Clownfish growing to a maximum length of roughly 3 inches is the Picasso Clownfish. Extended white stripes based on a grading system are present on the Picasso Clownfish. The Picasso Clownfish have an orange base color that occasionally contains additional yellow undertones. Picasso Clownfish come in 2 primary grades: Standard, which has soft extended white stripes that are often most noticeable in the middle and 3rd bar, and Premium, which is a considerably more pronounced form of the regular Picasso and should have at least 2 conjoined white stripes. Another interesting clownfish on our list is one named Frostbite. A variant of the Ocellaris clownfish, the Frostbite Clownfish might be mistaken for a particular snowflake. These saltwater fish are a hybrid of the Wyoming White clowns and Premium Snowflake clowns. Yet you can distinguish them in a few ways. 4 inches is how big Frostbite Clownfish get. Their whole body is white, except for a few sporadic areas that resemble the symptoms of frostbite, giving them their designer name. Interestingly, these fish become darker with age. Even if a juvenile Frostbite Clownfish has many orange spots, those spots will progressively become black as the fish ages. Fourth on our list is the Wyoming White. The Wyoming White clownfish resembled the Maine blizzard clownfish in appearance. The color around their eyes and the number of spines on their dorsal fin show a very slight variation. Additionally, Wyoming White clownfish have a growth rate of around 4 inches. The fish's most distinguishing characteristic is the black mark directly above its gills against its virtually all-white body. As the fish ages, every orange mark will eventually turn black. These fish are uncommon, and commercial breeding has just begun. They have the exact requirements as typical Ocellaris clowns. To reiterate, if you like the black and white combination, the Phantom Clownfish is for you. The first black-colored clown on this list is the Phantom Clownfish, which is still an Ocellaris species. These fish are 4 inches long when matured. This exquisite fusion of black ice, ultra-black Darwin, and premium Snowflake Ocellaris clownfish make up these fish. This results in a base hue of velvety black with angular white streaks. Long fin varieties of Phantom Clownfish have also been produced. Though their ghostly colors are preserved, these fins are more rounded and have a wider margin than other varieties of longfin clownfish. Having this 6th fish will indeed cause a domino effect. Meet the Domino Clownfish. The Domino Clownfish gets its name from the white spot contrasting with its dark black body. Occasionally, this spot will grow into a mist bar that surrounds the head. The brown snout of this fish is the sole additional color. However, the presence and strength of this color can differ. These 3-inch long clownfish are descendants of the black Ocellaris clownfish. They have a deeper brown hue as juveniles, gradually turning black as the fish age. Apart from the dot on the gills, they are also significantly more likely to exhibit other strange white patterns. Oh, look what we're having now! Another black and white variation of clownfish. Let's get to know the Darwin Black Ocellaris. A short version of the Ocellaris clownfish with the same 3 stripes but an entirely black body is the Darwin Black Ocellaris clownfish. These fish have the exact needs as their more colorful relatives and may grow to reach 4 inches long. The Darwin Black Clown is so named in honor of its native environment, off the coast of Darwin, Australia. Because of their small habitats and restricted harvests, these fish are rare. As a result, most made accessible through aquarium commerce are produced in captivity. Next on our list is the elegant-looking Midnight Clownfish. The rich black hue of these fish adds a unique shade to the aquarium environment. As juveniles, midnight clowns are lighter brown than other dark varieties of clownfish. Even while some of the brown remains on their snouts, the more desirable midnight clowns will be all black. The Midnight Lightning Clownfish is a different kind of midnight clown with some white undertones. These fish have a distinctive, brief, jagged white patch just below the dorsal fin that is a product of the Midnight and Phantom clowns. As you might have imagined, the white line on the dark background closely resembles a lightning strike. Stunning, right? 9th on our list is the Black Storm Clownfish. Black Storm Clownfish have gained popularity over the last several years and are easier to get at aquarium stores despite their extensive breeding heritage. These clownfish are descended from several generations of breeding between Davinci and Black Ocellaris clownfish. The fish was black with white dots that exhibited distinct color distinctions due to a highly uncommon mutation. This ultimately led to the appearance of the white-faced Black Storm Clownfish only a few years ago. A longfin Black Storm Clownfish variation was developed shortly after that. When fully grown, the Black Storm Clownfish is around 4 inches in length. Another storm on our list is the snowstorm. The snowstorm clownfish, another Ocellaris-based species, is a hybrid of a black storm clownfish and a phantom clownfish. They grow up to a maximum of 4 inches. This hybrid produced an all-white fish with black lips, fins, and eyes. The snowstorm is remarkable in that it only has color around its eyes, unlike most other white clownfish. These fish have also been developed to have long fins similarly. Now we're done with our black and white era. Let's go directly to our 11th fish, named Tomato. These fish are so named because of their vivid red coloring and circular shape, which resembles a fruit. As adults, they just have 1 white stripe across their gills. As youngsters, they have 2. At a maximum size of 6 inches, these clownfish are among the larger varieties available. They are occasionally referred to as one of the more aggressive clownfish since they are often more aggressive than other species. They work best alone or in established pairings as a result. Different species of clownfish will not be tolerated. The 12th on our list is the gold-striped Maroon. The gold-striped Maroon clownfish is a vast, lovely fish. Giant, accessible species of clownfish may reach a height of 6 inches. The white-striped Maroon clownfish and the gold-striped Maroon clownfish both have a deep red body and 3 thin lines. However, the white-striped clownfish has white stripes, while the gold-bar Maroon clownfish has gold stripes. Although gold maroons fully develop their distinctive hues once they're at least a year old, this can be challenging. Maroons, just like tomato clowns, are known for being aggressive. They are best housed with larger fish. The Davinci Ocellaris is another masterpiece you would want to know about. The Wyoming White clownfish and common Ocellaris clownfish are combined to create the Davinci Ocellaris, which has distinctive swirls that mimic the artist's brushstrokes. These fish resemble Picasso clownfish closely, although they originate from Ocellaris clowns rather than Perculas. 3 primary grades of Davinci Ocellaris clownfish, Davinci Ocellaris clownfish grade B, Davinci Ocellaris clownfish grade A, and Davinci Ocellaris clownfish grade extreme all range in size from 1 to 3 inches. We're nearing our last fish, but let us feature the nearly naked clownfish. The practically naked clownfish lost its stripes. These fish lack a distinctive white line and are wholly burnt orange, with only a few spots here and there. These 3-inch fish are the result of years of carefully breeding Ocellaris clowns. Although they don't require any more maintenance, they add an eccentricity to the aquarium. And finally, the last one on our list is the Longfin Mocha. The Longfin Mocha clownfish indeed has an unusual appearance. These clownfish have long fins, identical colors, and stripes as their distant Ocellaris parents. Although longfin variants have yet to fully take off in many saltwater tanks, possessing one of these fish has a certain air of luxury. Although they don't need particular care, covering intake grates with a sponge is preferable to protect their delicate fins. All these clownfish are fantastic and beautiful, from the first fish we featured down to the last one you saw on your screen. But before discussing the most extreme and sought-after clownfish breeds, we must first acknowledge the most prevalent variety, the Ocellaris clownfish. So if you're new to owning this kind of fish, starting with the Ocellaris clownfish would be ideal. Designer clownfish come in various breeds, and the selection expands daily. That's why we at Aquarium Store Depot will update you with the latest fish in this hobby. All you have to do is like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and visit our website at aquariumstoredepot.com to have the latest updates and guides in your fish keeping journey. I would love to see you again in our next video. Thanks for watching.